Hi everyone, Colin Whitenack. I'm a real estate agent here in Denver, Colorado with Colin and Company powered by Keller Williams. What's the best school in Denver? This is the question I get sometimes. I also have a lot of people ask me, how do I find the best schools in Denver? All right. Of course, I can't answer the first question. I can't tell you the best school because I don't know what's going to be important to you. But if you are either thinking about having a family or you already have a family, this is probably pretty important to you when you're thinking about buying a home. Frankly, it's also important for sellers to know. Sometimes houses that might only be a block away from each other, everything else being equal, there might actually be a value difference if one is zoned for, let's say, a more desirable school or a higher scoring school than others. And that's just an important thing to realize when you're either buying or selling a home, because it helps you understand the value of that home. So anyway, let's talk about how you might find the best schools in Denver. I typically refer people to the same two reference points, even though there might be other resources. These are the two that I refer to the most. Here's the first resource that I usually send people to. This is Great Schools or greatschools.org. It's a very user-friendly site. There's a lot of advice on here, and it's pretty easy because it actually does a ranking that I'll show you here in a second. So for this search, you can put in a school, you can put in a neighborhood. I'm just going to do the whole city of Denver here. And you're going to see that it brings up a map that shows where the schools are, and it also brings up their ranking and everything over here on the left. Okay, so let's say I just want to look over here kind of near the Wash Park area, and I just want to know more about Steele Elementary School. I drill down on it. You can see the ranking is a 9 out of 10. And there's all these anchors down here, so you can go and see whatever's most important to you. It's got test scores. It's also got a ranking as compared to the state average, so it's good for comparison. It's got diversity issues in here that you can kind of see where they're performing there. More demographics, got teachers and staff. This one's 11-to-1 teachers or students per teacher, I should say. And then one of my favorite things about this is it does have reviews from parents. All right, so this is just like any review page that you're going to find on the internet. You got to filter through it. There's going to be extraordinarily positive. There's going to be extraordinarily negative. You know, you might want to filter out the people who obviously have a cross to bear or an enormous bias, and just look for trends and things that are specifically important to you based on maybe your experience in the past. Okay. Now, going back to the home page, or actually just the search page, you can also filter this by elementary school, middle school, or high school. Like I said, there's a lot of other resources on Great Schools, so you can explore that. It is important to note that this is a sponsored and advertised on page, so they do have people paying for this site. Hopefully it doesn't create a bias, but you never know. Here's the other site I want to show you. This is the Colorado Department of Education site. It's a cde.state.co.us. You can also just Google Colorado Department of Education. And what I recommend is going over to School View here. This is a great place to access school scores, all right? And there's just different things that you can access here. There's even financial information on here. I'm going to focus today on this data center tool. It's the top of the tools. And you go in here, it is not as user-friendly. This is a state site, so it's a little bit clunky, and it's actually still loading here. You can see it says fetching data. But there's all these different tabs that you can look up here, like performance, accountability, you have growth, all these things. And it's a way for you to drill down on each school. So if we were to scroll down, we're going to go to Denver County over here in this tree on the right. I'll just find Park Hill again, since that's the one we looked at previously. Go down to the P's. Click on that, and what it's going to do is, it's depending on what tab we're clicked on, it's going to bring up the data over here. But for example, if you go to accountability, you can download one of these school performance framework reports, and I'll just download the 1 year. We'll open that up, and it's a PDF, and it's got their performance plan, their participation, and how well they're doing in accordance to whatever their goals are. It's got things from attendance, academic achievement, growth, and they do try to make it easier to read by giving it a rating. Now, just in case this isn't abundantly clear, if you do go to School View, this is going to be a lot more time consuming per school than grade schools will be. So grade schools might be a great place to start, filter down, get it down to a school or two that you're really interested in. Then you can come over here and spend a little bit of time and view more reports for the specific school. So those are just two resources that are available to you. Like I said, you might want to do some more of your own research. It's good to talk to other people in the neighborhood. So a lot of times if my clients are buying in a neighborhood, I might refer them to somebody else I know there so they can have a real conversation. And of course, it's a good idea to tour schools, interview principals, maybe the teachers, if you do have kids and that's really important to you, okay? Education is important to me. I think a lot of you know that I volunteer for Reading Partners. I also sit on the board. So if you are interested in being a reading partner, helping a child catch up on their literacy, go to readingpartners.org, find Colorado, or you can ask me and I'll put you in touch with our volunteer coordinator. Thanks for watching our video. I hope you have a great week and I will see you soon.